welcome back to the episode of Handbook to Success. We're helping you achieve your dreams faster. I'm John Knott.
Jonathan Eckler.
And today we're talking about financial education, mainly in high school, but also in a post-secondary institution. Before we go into that, I want to make a quick disclaimer saying that we're not claiming to be financial experts by any means. It is what we want to go into both of our lives. We want to be investors, businessmen, but we realize we are still in the beginning of our journey, and there's still a lot left for us to learn.
Yeah.
So what we're saying is, we're not trying to, show off by any means in this video. We're just trying to bring you what we think about, the financial education that we've received in school thus far.
Yeah. Comparing to the education
we've received outside.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about each person's financial literacy class or financial class, whatever it might be. He goes to a different high school than I do, so it'll be two different kind of approaches, two different teachers. And then we're going to get into kind of what's the fix? How do we fix the problem, so to speak?
How do we overcome that?
Right, exactly. So we both think the financial courses in the, especially high school, are outdated. So
yeah, definitely.
Why don't you talk a little bit about yours and kind of explain how that works?
Well, I take an accounting class at my school. I think it's very valuable, at least the accounting part,
Yeah, absolutely.
It teaches you how to journalize, ledgers. It's basics, especially if you want to start your own business. It's valuable, regardless of what you're going into. But on the other hand, I will say, things like check stubs and, writing it all down, that's just not realistic. Check stubs are outdated. We don't need them anymore. Having to write everything down, with your pencil in your hand. We have a computer. We have Excel. We don't need that stuff anymore. And I don't necessarily know if it was supposed to be some sort of discipline or not. I highly doubt it. But it made no sense. I can't say mine per se is more so what, John experienced in school. But those are, I would say, more of the outdated things that I experienced. But rather than that, be honest, accounting's accounting. It's been this way since accounting started. So there's not really much I can say on my course being as outdated as John's may be.
Sure. Well, the course that we have in high school I go to is a required freshman course, so I took that. It'll be 3. I can do math. See, this course obviously pays off. No, I did it. So I did it however many years ago that would be. And I'm going to tell you what, it's not that the information is necessarily incredibly outdated. The three things that I could say I took away from that class was how to write checks, how to kind of balance a checking account, banking account, and budgeting. So it's all great information. You need to know how to do all three of those things. But the problem is, at least in my high school, that's the only financial class you're required to take. There's a lot more, but that's the only one that you are required to take for graduation, right? So the problem is a lot of kids are only going to take that course. And if that's the only course they take in their secondary education or in their post-secondary education, if that's it, you're telling me that now in 12 plus years when they get out in the real world, the only course they took was freshman year. And all they learned was how to write checks, balance a bank account, and budget.
Yeah.
Well, that's great, but that's not anywhere near enough to focus in the real world. And that's the other problem with the class, is that it focused mainly on how to budget to go to a secondary institution, to go to college, or go to university. That's what it focused on. But what about all the people that don't go that route? Or more importantly, what happens after you're done with that? So that is something that I think needs to be changed, because obviously it's all Common Core, right? But that's something I think needs to be fixed, is that, okay, you're not going to be able to cover every financial thing in the yearly course, or half of your course. It was a half-year course for us. You're not going to be able to cover everything in that, but you need to at least hit everything. What's investing? What stocks? What are taxes? What taxes are come off my income? Then yeah, sure, checking accounts, banking accounts, how do I budget? Things like that. But there's so many more things you need to hit. And I think that's the problem, is that the classes focus too much on how to budget for a post-secondary institution, whereas it needs to focus more on, hey, this might be the only class this kid takes when it comes to financial education at all in their life. So
yeah, I agree with that, because schools don't teach you about the other, the basic asset classes, but most people have, one stream of income coming in. What happens if you get fired from your job?
Right, absolutely.
Or let's say you made something and the royalty checks start coming in. Well then, be honest, you're screwed. That's why it's important for, just in general, to learn about investing. And it is a shame that schools don't teach you that. Because, you do need multiple streams of income, whether or not you want to be wealthy or just comfortable. It's an important element in life. And they can't just teach you, like John said, teach you about a bank account, how to write checks, and budgeting, and then throw you out to the wolves and expect it to survive. You know, I mean, that's just not realistic.
And that's the thing that really hits me home with this, is that obviously we've done a lot of reading. You know, so we've been exposed to a lot of different information from a lot of different scholarly sources when it comes to finance and economics. And what makes me mad, I'll be honest with you, is that our people, my classmates, his classmates, people who have gone on ahead of me or below me, is that they're going to get to college, and that first day they walk into their freshman year of college, they're losing the game before they even realize they play it. Because here's the thing, now you're what, $60,000 in debt?
Yeah.
Maybe less when it comes to like student loans and stuff, but either way, you still got to pay those back. So you're still $60,000 in debt. So you're telling me that my financial literacy course about checks and budgeting is going to help me there? It's not. And I'm not trying to sound like complain about it, but what I'm saying is that our kids, my classmates, you know, our people, were losing the game of finance before you even play it. As the Rich Dad Poor Dad books kind of talk about, you're entering the rat race before you even realize that you're running. You know, and that kind of thing is that we're all getting stuck immediately where we have the potential to help and educate our growing, you know, people, and we're missing that chance. And then we're complaining about the housing market crashing or this happening here, these financial these financial problems happening there. Well, it's because we're not educating our children. And the thing is, we can be, because we are required to take these courses in a lot of schools. So that's what makes me mad, is that, you know, we have this great chance and we're completely missing it, and then we're all, you know, paying for it down the road. Because it's the greatest saying I ever said, is that you don't know what you don't know. And going off that, I'll let John take it here in a second, but what we've often talked about is that when it comes to our financial education, or our real education, so to speak, it starts when we get home.
Yeah.
That's when we really start learning some of the important things. And that's something I want to really kind of stress here in this video, is that no matter what you want to be in your life, it doesn't matter. You need to know how money works. The science of money, you need to understand it.
Yeah.
Even at the most basic level, you don't need to read 1,000 different books on it, but at least you understand, hey, this is how money works. Do you know that the US dollar is not money, it's actually a currency? You know, all those types of things. If you know the basics of it, you can get by. Or at least know enough to find someone who knows enough, and know if they know enough. So...
Well, no, I mean, I agree with what Jonathan says. You know, I mean, when he said, you know, education starts when you get home, I mean, that is beyond, you know, I mean, that is so true. You know, I mean, yeah, we started our 8th grade year with, you know, finance and investing and stuff. And I'm going to tell you what, it doesn't matter where you at. Let's say you want to go into marine biology and you know nothing about it. You're not alone. You know, our 8th grade year, we wanted to go into finance and stuff. Yeah, we knew, oh, you know, stocks, companies. You know, we knew basically, I don't know, I would say very, very basic stuff. You know, stuff that most people, you know, either hear about, read about, you know. And we really just, we threw ourselves into it. We got on the bike and just went down the hill without knowing how to ride it. Having to teach ourselves midway how to ride it. You know, yeah, our education started when we got home. But, you know, we didn't have necessarily, we didn't really have anybody pushing us there all that much. You know, yeah, my stepdad, he used to invest in stuff like that, and so I got interested in that, you know, from him. But, I mean, it wasn't too much, you know, it was just a little bit here and there. But, no, I mean, I would say, you know, we started with nothing, and, yeah, we're still very basic leveled right now, but we've gone pretty far.
One thing I want to say quick before this video wraps up is that stay tuned on the channel. Make sure you subscribe, because we're going to be starting a new series of videos. And they're going to be focused around finance. And it's something that we talked about. We weren't sure if we want to do this, because who are we? We're two 16-year-old kids. What do we know, right? But the thing is, we read enough. We're not going to come to you with our own specific thoughts and formulas. But, you know, if we read something in a well-acclaimed finance book and we think it's important, we're going to show it to you. Because what we just said is, you're not learning it in school. You're not learning it on the day-to-day of life. So someone's got to bring it to you, and that's what we're going to try and do here.
Yeah, learn it with us.
Right, exactly. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start a new video series, basically just finance or economics. And the thing is, no matter what it is you want to be, watch those videos. Take the time, find the couple minutes, watch the video. Because it's going to come down to it. At some point in your life, you're going to need to know it. So that's what we're going to do. stay tuned for that. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was educational. I hope it kind of makes you think a little bit. This is kind of video that it's not necessarily the nicest of videos, but it's something that we hope to get your brain moving a little bit on, and realize that there's a lot more out there, you know? So
we'll catch you next time.
Yeah.
We'll see you in the next video.
Peace. That was better.
That was so